Hey Faevoured ones, welcome back to another collective reading. It's Kymmy, and this is my channel, Faevoured Readings. So I have a few downloads to go over first before I jump into pulling some oracle cards today. And for those who love crystals, I didn't pick any out today, but I am going to cleanse all the energy out here and welcome in Utopia. I'm gonna cleanse and sweep out with my little broom here. I'm gonna sweep out all the old and welcome in Utopia. So welcome Utopia, welcoming in all that you feel unified with and would welcome into your personal or global galactic utopia. So yeah, that's just what I want to do at the beginning, is just sweep that all out and welcome in Utopia. For those who are new, that's what I like to do here in my channel, is we like to welcome Utopia. And that you all have already earned your seat at the round table, and the dices are loaded in your favor. And speaking of which, today's item that I picked out for, I don't know, a cute little thing is the dice I got that is for MTG, the new release for Lord of the Rings. And it's like rare 1 in 40 boxes. So I'm getting the feeling that you are rare amongst your peers and those who you associate with, so like colleagues and stuff. You're a very rare soul to come across. And yeah, over here we have the dices are loaded and you're rolling a nat 20 for sure. Okay, I have message here that you are all set for your first set. So some of you may be trying to work towards making your first set, or it's your first set of tours. Some of you could be working on video games. That's what I've been up to lately, that they released all the spooky season quests and stuff, so I've been really delving into that. You may be looking into getting your a set of armor or a frame if you play Warframe, just trying to get a set for yourself. Maybe you're trying to get yourself set up with your first clinic, or with your first, just a lot of firsts you're getting set up for. Like with me, mine would be like my first set of like doing Photoshop for my thumbnails. Some of you may be doing your Photoshop for yourself, and it's like your first set of different designs for your Photoshop as well that you've done. A lot of you may be had worked in Photoshop and now you're doing music, or vice versa. This is a general reading. It may not all apply to you, or it may be just a mirror of each other, as we all are mirrors of each other. This energy, especially with a collective reading. I have united we stand instead of stand. So I feel like a lot of people are unifying to stand on your behalf. You're getting a lot of new fans, subscribers. Speaking of which, if you would like to hit that button, comment, and tell me feedback and your resonating stories. I appreciate it so much, and it's just relieving knowing that you find guidance in my experiences and wisdom. United we stand. So yes, and speaking of standing, some of you may resonate with the mountain meditation. I have it listed below in all of my videos. It was one of my favorites, where you sit and you imagine yourself as a mountain, and you imagine all the animals that would associate with you, what kind of weathers it would be, and every single day you are the mountain. Some days it will be great to go look at the mountains. Some days the mountains isn't so great for having visitors. So it's really gives me the feeling that you're working on your boundaries and location, location, location. Everything has a time and place. Um, and you're figuring that out for yourself. Where are you and what is your time and place? You're finding out what your divine time and place is. You're seeing things unfold naturally for you. You're noticing things are starting to pick up pace and like from a low trickle working its way up to a roar. You are learning how to amplify your roar. Some of you are working out how to project your vocals more, um, and doing other vocal lessons and really treating your voice like an instrument and knowing that there's some days for it and some days not for it. And you know it, like, and that's like your whole body. You're treating your body like an instrument instead of a robot. And you're like, am I in tune? Do I need some new strings? Am I dumping this guitar inside of a bathtub of water and expecting it to play in tune? Like, are you drowning yourself with too much responsibilities and not enough TLC? I'm getting waterfalls, so like literally, yeah. Some of you are learning how to listen to your body. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for that. I was getting another message too. If it's meant to be, it'll come back. Oh yeah, inside a waterfall, some of you may, since like a sensitive subject, I don't need to bring that up. I don't think so. Some people, okay. Some of you may think that you may not get love because of a sexual reasons, for sexual reasons, whatever those sexual reasons are. It will differ for all of you, so that could be an underlining thing. I don't know why they're bringing it up, but that was the only line from the song, is like, 3 letters took him to his final resting place. So you could be dealing with a lot of stigma in regards to your community on it not being cleanly and like getting a lot of backlash. That could be something that you're unifying against to make a stand. For some of you, I have Ode Dish by Rammstein. Mourning the loss of a love who could possibly speak another language than you. It could be German or any other. For others, the message is about stage fright and imposter syndrome and mourning the time you've shrunk yourself to fit into place or people pleasing. Yeah. Not mourning and longing for, but you're just mourning the fact that you were ever in that time. And the universe wants to remind you that you've done so well and you were still lovable back then. And they always saw how bright you were. If you ever had times where you had dumbed yourself down or didn't speak up or didn't, only sang behind closed doors, your guides want to let you know that they heard that and they know how brightly you shine. So you may be able to hide from yourself and everyone else, but the universe, you can't fake energy. And it knows you shine as the brightest as the day at first. They're bringing up the quote from okay, ringing it. Okay, you know How to Train Your Dragon? The universe feels like when you turned onto the path of lessons before you came back onto the path of alignment. When you were in path of lessons and you couldn't see your light and were doing what you thought you had to do and everything. Some of you may really resonate with dragons and how to train your dragon and stuff. You toothless. You are not a hiccup. You are not a mistake. You are a hiccup, but you're not a mistake. The universe wants you to know you are as beautiful as the day it lost you to the path of lessons. And it is so extremely excited to welcome you back into the path of alignment. It never stops seeing you shine. Not once. It always knew. So you are as beautiful as the day it lost you, and the universe is so ever so happy to be walking hand in hand with you again until you decide whether or not you want to clasp hands, because it is co-creation. And if you do not want to clasp and, make a cohesive plan, then, that's the lessons that will be brought about that way instead of another way. Because you're going to get lessons on the path of alignment or the path of lessons. You don't ever stop learning. It's just more of what resonates with you in a frequency. You can't fake that. So that's why I say in tune. There's the path of lessons, and then you're in tune. Alignment. It resonated. It was cool. I like it. Okay. There's the sirens going off in the background. So yeah, some of you are sirens. Some of you are learning that your voice has impact and meaning to it. And a lot of people are holding on to your word and want to hear you. So that's why Spirit's really working on you, amplifying your voices, because people want to hear you. They want to hear your roar. Yeah, sirens. Okay, we had ready, set, go. So you're ready. You're ready to go. You're all set and ready to go. Which comes from the song by Prozac. So some of you may have take medication. If you haven't took your medication today, remember to take your meds, everyone, and drink water, because it's extra important when you're on meds, because you can get dehydrated faster. Stay quenched. Okay, and it's www.nevergetoveryou. So I feel like a lot of people, even if they've met you for a little while, you're never forgettable, and you'll notice you'll run into people later on and they remember you, and you're like, that was 20 years ago, and they came up to me by name and remembered me, or however many years ago. It could be longer, it could be shorter, but either way, you are memorable. Never get over you. There could be some long distant relationships in this in the collective that you're working on. You could have went traveling and you met a person and hung out with them, summer fling, loving so fast, and they've never gotten over you. It could be someone that lives where you moved away from, someone that's never gotten over you that's coming through, but that will resonate for some. I feel like a lot of new love is coming through with the collective. If it's not your turn, then I'm holding out for you, because I believe in your love and I believe in love. And that's just how I feel about it. there's a whole bunch of honking horns going on, like what it would sound like with a wedding parade. So some of you could be in a parade or had gone to a wedding recently. If you didn't have one yourself, if so, congratulations. And congratulations to all couples and all those who are single as well. You want to know what? Round of applause for everyone just doing it and having love in our hearts, because loving ourselves individually is so not guided or even like the social norm. So the fact that you're doing it is so rebellious, and that to me is amazing. And I know to some that'd be silly. They're like, you think you're being rebellious by being good? And I'm like, yeah, because if it's making people mad, then I guess that must be rebelling against something. For some of you, I feel like with the love of like Lord of the Rings too, it's like you felt like you waited a long time for that love to come through, or that you would do anything for your family, depending like on the Hobbit series as well. I got the song "Kiss from a Rose" that came through, and it feels like the sun is rising, a new dawn, a new chapter is coming. In the Cree tribe, they have the word Kaukai, or I'm not sure the pronunciation, but I remember reading about it when I was taking Indigenous Canada online. And in the Cree, they don't have the word daylight in their language. They call it an event, that when it's sort of like how Apollo goes from one side to the other with the chariot, like racing throughout the day carrying the sun. And like they feel as if every day is a new event. So you are ready, set, go. Every day's new for you. So I feel like the sunlight makes the pupils enlarge, just like joy. So I feel that this chapter is going to be a happy one more in your favor. I also feel like a lot of you are going back to school as well because of the word pupil. I know they're not the same, but I feel like a lot of you are going back to school, not just like your children are going back to school. I feel like a lot of us are taking a new chapter, a course online, whatever your niche is, updating your credentials even. So applying for new jobs, showing what you're made of. Some of you could be looking for new work. If you are, let's go. Get manifesting healthy environments for anyone who's starting new. Building in a Mystery. So I got Building in a Mystery by Sarah Leventhal. I couldn't tell you what in particular. It was the whole song that just gave me chills. So I would recommend listening to it. I also got the movie Dracula Untold from 2014 come to mind. And it could be that an important turning event in your character development started in 2014, and it's finally being told. I feel like your story may have been untold because you were holding back and keeping quiet. Like when I said, like, you were dimming yourself, and people may not know your story, and you could have had some traumatic stuff's happening since like 2013 or even before that. But I feel like since 2014 is when you started taking your power back and you are finally getting your voice, and you are no longer going to be untold. You are going to be ever so thoroughly and descriptive with your story, with your life, bibliography, fantasy, whatever your story is. Your story could be a song. Your story could be the kindness and the things that you quilt and you fabric sewn together in piece by piece and bead by bead, but it is your story. Some people did do stories through like braiding hair and maps. Some of them are through like the belts with the indigenous. They had their laws and made up in them. The Welcome Belt is coming to mind. A lot of you may know in depth and have cultural background and ancestors that are indigenous. You and Cree as that story did come to mind. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. We have here. Top there, you can see my background. Hi, idea. So some of you are getting your own idea on what you want to be, who you want to do. Well, that was not what I meant to say, but yeah, it was 2133 on the clock, so 333. You could be seeing that a lot. Some of you could be getting an idea on what and whomst you might want to do. Ooh, you guys. For those who are asexual, of course, and that doesn't apply to you, and that's a message for someone else. So a lot of you are learning the types of somatic exercises, like rolfing. Some that are usually known amongst everyone are dancing and yoga, Pilates, and Aikido. There's also other ones you can look up as well, like mind-body centering and Alexander technique. So that this way you can work on your sacral chakra. I kept talking about it a lot, so I wanted to look more into it on how you could align it more besides just saying affirmations and eating orange foods. So those are ways that you could work on it. And unlike typical workouts, they're not trying to do as many exercises as possible. It's more about trying to perform each exercise in a way that teaches you something about your body and your movements. So I feel like a lot of self-regulating, getting to know your body and listening to it more, because you may have, like, when you were cold when you're younger, from people pleasing, you wouldn't want to tell people you were cold, so your body just didn't get that circulation that it needed, and now you're working on getting movement to your body, getting it, like when you go into a lake and you get hypothermia and you gotta shake the body and rub it and get it back going. I feel like that's what you're doing for your soul right now, and you're doing it through movement therapy, movement meditations. Not all meditations need your mind to be still, and not like it needs it to be mindful, not void of thought. And it will work on your gray matter and brain as well if you're worried towards like dementia and things like that. It's really cool how you can rebuild the gray matter in your brain. So cool. Just through meditating. What? You can actually learn a lot more on it. if you want to Google online. But also, I learned that through the science of well-being from Yale in a psychology course. You can actually take that online if you look it up. If you want the certificate, it's like $60, but it's also free as well. And it goes over the different ways of the science of being well. And I heard the song by Icon for Hire. I meant it when I said I wanted to be well. I meant it when I said I want to be well. And you do. You did. And you will. Because you have strong will. I feel like a lot of my collective are strong-willed individuals and very passionate and healers, not only in themselves but others. And then that doesn't have to be the traditional. It could just be with the fact that every time you're around others, you're just kind, and that's the best kind of healing you can be, because it's doing the bare minimum, if you ask me, but it's doing the world a kindness, literally. I got this, I'm a survivor by Destiny's Child, so you're a Destiny Child. You are the child in the family that was chosen, you're the child in the family who has chosen their own destiny. You may also play the game Destiny. I'm also getting Warframe, the survival mission on, what planet is that on? I think it's on Jupiter. Yeah, it's on Jupiter. So a lot of you may resonate with Jupiter's energy. Who's in charge of Jupiter? But it's the name of the level is called Asher, and that's where you go farming for resources and building your creative vision. So the universe wants to assure you will have the resources to build your creative vision. Yeah, because inside of the game, that's where you would go to get all the resources for the creative mode inside of the dojo. And inside of the dojo, you can create all the things that you may want. So some of you may be creating your mind palace right now as well. That's what I'm getting coming to mind. That's a new download. Inside the song Survivor, it's not like I done been through the storm and the rain, coming up the rough side and the tough at times, but I remain. If I got stuff to shine, I'ma pull out the pump, protect mine. So you've been all through all the storms and sadness, but if I remain, if I got stuff to shine, yeah. You're gonna protect what's yours. You're protecting your peace at this time, because you are not only a survivor anymore, you're a thriver. And now that you're thriving, you know who's for you and who's not. So you recognize a real one when they pull up. And if they pull up incorrect, well, they should know better then, because you've been around the block and you ain't gonna back down now. Oh yeah, I didn't hear no bell. So the universe wants to say that, like Rocky, you never gave up, you worked for your family, you're doing great. And I also got the South Park version too. So some of you may enjoy South Park, or just some of that like out there comedy adult shows. But it's like, I didn't hear no bell. Instead of being back with a vengeance, you're coming back with temperance. So you are tempered for the storm. You are tempered, and you know how to navigate everything now. Like, you've been through so many different situations and life experiences, that you're tempered for whatever's getting thrown at you. You're a thriver now. You have the armor. You're suited up. You got that armor set. Yeah, you're all set and tempered. You're well tempered, or at least working towards it. But like, you also know how to tell someone to bippity boppity back the fuck off if they need to. I didn't want to swear, but I'm usually really a swearer, but I've been trying to be better about it. On here anyway. Everyone else can kiss my Anthea. Some of you may like the movie Role Models. Yeah, you can't BS a BSer. And I feel like you used to be a BSer, so now you can like smell people's BS from a mile away, and you're not putting up with it. You're like, been there, done that. I'ma pull the pump, protect what's mine. So you're making sure you are strapped and ready for, people, you've seen it before and you know where they're going. It's like they're predictable at this point. You're like, can you get a new script so that we could at least pretend like this is a challenge? It's like when you've moved on, when you get older and the toxic family member tries to use the same tactics that they used on you when you were 5, and it's like, I don't care if you take that away from me anymore. I'm just gonna buy my own ish and never talk to you again. And you're gonna complain to people randomly about like, why my kid never want to talk? You're the reason. Okay, Susan, you're the reason. Can we get some messages? Gotta get all the things that I wanted to say. Yeah, some of you make people, some of you are in a relationship with someone, and for the first time they make you feel like a kiss from a rose on the gray, like the sunset, kissing the gray surrounding landscape as all this color is just into the sunset. Some of you are chef's kiss. Some of you love the way your significant other cooks for you, and they love the way you cook for them, or you're looking for a significant other to cook with and garden with, and I feel like you're really holding that. And I've seen a lot of people come into relationships, and it's a beautiful thing, but I also know that if you need a chapter for yourself, that chapter is gonna be wild. Like, can you imagine the universe is like, no, I'm gonna need you to be all you are right now, because they ain't even ready. It's like when you release a song and it's like I'm getting from Back to the Future when Fry goes up there and he like goes all out on the guitar, and he's like, okay, maybe you guys aren't ready for this. So I feel like maybe it was another lifetime where you weren't ready, and now this lifetime you are ready, and it's naturally folding for you. Whether this is like the love of your life, or that love, the love for your life, like what makes you passionate. You could have missed your passionate. There we go. You could have missed your passion in a past life, and you're getting it this time. Like if you had never sung in front of anyone your whole past life, and then it wasn't until you were like older, and then so you were singing, it's almost like, wow, you have a beautiful voice. Were you a singer when you were younger? You're like, no, I never gave it the chance. And this life, now you're coming here to be a musician, be a leader, and assertive, and learn all there is to be about yourself, or to get love. I don't know. I think there's enough love to go around, honestly, and for honestly, even if it's not your divine counterpart and all the other titles that everyone want to give it. But even if you did end up with that person and then they ended up passing away, then they would still want you to love other ones. All love is, just because it's not clicking, it just is deep, doesn't make it unworthy. All the loves, all the stories that you could possibly have are worthy. Because it is you pouring the love. Your love is never wasted. I think some of you need to hear that. Your love was never wasted. So some of you may be seeing foxes and dragonflies a lot. And the white buffalo could be important. White roaming buffalo. I don't know why that came into mind. But and narwhals. The unicorns of the sea. Yes, thanks for holding out here. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any messages I wasn't seeing. Some of you may be into Aztecs. Follow the Aztec or Mayan calendars. Believe in ancient traditions and tellings. Yeah. I don't know why Chance the Rapper's coming through, but anyway. That's where my brain be at. 20. What the winter spirit knows. Essential meaning is obstacles are divinely timed. The season of rest. Slow down to regroup. Obstacles are placed in our path for a purpose, to slow us down. If you encounter ice, you need to proceed with caution. If you encounter a no, maybe a yes will come from a new source. If you encounter a mountain, meditation, you need time to figure out whether you should climb it, walk around it, dig a tunnel through it, or choose another path altogether. Regardless of the form of the obstacle takes, the winter spirit knows that sometimes you need to put something on ice until a better time. Some of you may be putting people in the freezer. If you do protection spells that way, for those who don't know, you can look up freezer spells. Remember, if to do it with good intentions, because if you don't do it with good intentions to block other people's powers, it will return to you. So just so you know that. But for anyone who is dealing with any, negative energies coming your way, it's usually just putting their name in some water and putting it in the freezer, putting them on ice, spiritually, so to speak. But you need to know for sure that they're doing that, because if you put the wrong person in, then it's just going to return to you. And yeah, so that's why just tread carefully. If something isn't working right now, trust that it's not meant to, at least not yet. The winter spirit knows. What the winter spirit knows is that the season of slowing down to contemplate and dream is upon us now. So yeah, making your mind's palace, coming up with different vision boards, whooping, depends on what you want to call it, but is manifesting. Take advantage of this time to regroup, rethink your choices, and make a plan. Only after you've rested and surrender will you receive the wisdom that heralds the time of regeneration and rebirth. And who knows, perhaps the obstacles in your path have been planning for may have melted away by then. So yeah, I feel with time your obstacles are going to remove themselves from your path. Like if you get caught on the door, maybe that's spirit's way of saying, hey, slow down, be mindful. Bumping into a door or something, slow down, be mindful. Take in your surroundings, be aware of where you're going. Look where you're going, not where you're at, is what I'm getting from spirit. Look where you're going, not where you've been, is what spirit's saying. So stop looking at the past. Spirit's saying looking at your past while trying to move forward is like trying to walk backwards. Can you do it? Yes. Could you still successfully reach your end goal while walking backwards? Absolutely. Are you going to make a bit more obstacles for yourself that it might be a little unnecessary by, watching where you're driving? Maybe a little. So yeah, watching where you're driving, where you're flying, where you're vibe high-in. So yeah, keep your eye on the prize and not so worry about what you've done in the past, going over conversations with other people and going over how you could have done it differently, how you could have done videos differently. The spirit's saying don't worry about that, just keep flying high. Woo! Yeah. Some of you, yeah, like rare, like the Sasquatch there in the middle. A lot of eyes, so I feel like there's a lot of eyes on you right now. You could have a social media. Yeah, in friendship, it looks like this, yeah. Not only you are a star, but you're also people you surround yourself with, because that looks like a star right there holding the Sam Squanches. Some of you might like Trailer Park Boys. Sam Squanch. Could be a dragonfly. Essential meaning. Seeing the meaning beyond the illusion of perception. Signs from the universe are all around. Recognize the outer world as the living obstacle. Pay attention to the signs. There are days when you'll begin to notice just how in sync you are with the world. In a tune, in alignment, in a tune, in alignment. While you're thinking of a person, they call you, or you see their name on the side of a truck, in license plate number, their favorite number and thing. You hear their name getting announced over the radio, anything like that. It could be their favorite animal, and all of a sudden it comes up on your timeline. Synchronicities, serendipity, coming for me. Well, you might need to know the answer to something important, then you overhear just what information you need to hear from lyrics of a song on the radio. It's common to develop a relationship to a sign that always shows up when spirit of someone you loved or lost is nearby. Oftentimes it is based in nature, like a feather or butterfly. Maybe a dragonfly shows up to let you know you're on the right track. Now it is time for you to trust those signs in the world around you as a way in which the universe reflects you and witnesses you and loves you dearly. Pay attention, as the entire world is your oracle. Uncanny and serendipitous occurrences remind you that you matter, that the universe is watching over you. Could it be a simple dragonfly, or is that a message from spirit sparkling through its wings? Trust these symbolic moments. They are sacred and personal. So yeah, you could be seeing foxes as a form of knowing that you are on the right path, or seeing Mayan calendars, star symbols, snowflakes, eyes in the sky like clouds. You could see faces and animals and stuff, and that's your guides or a lost loved one reminding you that they're still watching you and they just joined your spirit and guiding team. And also messages from your higher self. We always talk about how we get messages from our ancestors and our spirit team and guides and deities and gods, goddesses, whatever you are, creator for some of you that you resonate with. And we sometimes leave out our higher self. Our higher self wants to talk to us probably the most. Like, it's got us on speed dial, okay? Like, you got the universe on speed dial, okay? You call up the universe and the universe like, what can I do for you? What? Oh yeah, I'll have that sent out. And it's like done. So the universe wants you to make demands, but not like it's in like, there's two ways to make demands. I feel like there's the demands in a way because you know what your worth is, and then there's demanding because out of desperation. The universe wants you to make demands like you've just walked in and you have all of the, like, you have all the receipts, you got everything, all the information, you're the lawyer, you're walking in, they're already known to be guilty, and you're walking in and you're like, Your Honor, guilty. Instead of being the guy who was guilty, who was inside of the bank not even 2 hours ago, being like, I want a helicopter, I want $2 million, I want big booty itches, I want a goth girlfriend right now, right now. Not doing this right now, like super trooper, ridiculous, outlandish, making like demands. And the universe doesn't want you to make demands out of desperation. It wants you to make demands because it knows you're worthy. And that's what I have for you here today. That was amazing. I'm going to roll some dice and give you some numbers for the last bit you can look up. And that's the, oh, what? Are you kidding me? That's so cool. 111, and they're both turtles. Oh, and they're kissing each other. I had the heart. Oh, Aphrodite energies. Ishtar. Inanna. Yeah. Well, you can look up what 111 means to you, but I definitely feel like that's just an indication for clarifying that this reading did resonate and it was important, just like you are. Some of you may enjoy that cooking channel where she goes, gorgeous, just like you are. I love that when she does it. It's amazing. It makes me all tingly inside. So yes, you are all gorgeous if you haven't been told today. And you are worthy of love is what I'm getting from that. Yes. Go. Come get. You were turtly enough for the turtle club, okay? Yay! Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate all of you. And oh my goodness. I just can't get over it. It just making me so giddy. I feel like that a lot of you, your new boo is making you really giddy. And like you went through a long road before meeting them. And some of you, it may feel like, you know, scary to be in a healthy relationship after being in a not so healthy one. So it's brave, a lot of people don't talk about how confusing and unsure of a time it can be for those who have gotten out of abusive and toxic relationships, or ones where your love languages didn't align, and it's not even toxic, it's just not compatible, and you move on to one that is, and it's learning how to not to heal those wounds afterwards. It's just as much a hard work and a lot of effort to be in a healthy relationship, especially if you didn't have any examples or have been in one before. So thank you for everyone for not giving up on yourself. 5115, fives and ones can be important. 66, you could have a life path number 6. So I will see you all in the next video, and remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Bye.